Hello, we're doing a demonstration on how to make a boxwood tree to help you at home if you've decided to do the kit that has the boxwood tree in it. The first thing you want to tell you is you're going to have branches that look something like this. Very large, too large really. So what you're going to want to do is start out and make yourself a pile of smaller pieces. So about this size is going to work good, or smaller, and you'll figure it out as you're going along, but make yourself a small pile to get going. And I've done myself a pile right here. So with the boxwood tree, you're going to get it, and it's going to have the piece of oasis in it. It's going to be taped down to a bowl, and it's going to have tape on it to hold it in place. This oasis will take up the water that's in the bowl and distribute it back out to the small pieces of boxwood, so it'll keep it fresh and green for several months this winter. So the first thing, once you've got this set up and you got your pieces together, you've broken up your big branches, you want to pick a piece for the top. And I've done that. I've picked a piece where the middle branch is higher than the other two. And then you want to stick it right there in the center and leave it. One thing I'm going to say now is you don't want to be putting branches in and out, in and out. Once you've stuck it, leave it, because you'll open up too big of a hole within the oasis and it'll get kind of loose and floppy. So you've got your top. Then typically what I'll do now is I'll pick a nice long piece for the bottom, say something like this, and I'll come in right at the very bottom, right at the bowl, right at the top of the bowl. And what I'm trying to do now is picture a triangle where the top is going to, an imaginary line coming down to the outside of that outer branch. And then you're going to keep going around the base like that. So we can put one there. I'll put another one right in there. And if you've got a lazy Susan, it works well. It helps you spinning these around. We'll come to this side. We'll stick one in here. Now everybody has all of us here at Evergreen, we all build these in different ways. The end result's always the same, but what you want to make sure you do is keep them all about the same length coming out at the bottom. So turn it again, come out this side. So when you're done, you've got enough now on all four sides. And if you look at it now, you can see that angle's pretty good. This one might be a little bit long, and don't worry about it, because at the end of this, we take our scissors and we can shape this to a nice Christmas tree shape. So now what you want to do is you want to fill in between, and then you also want to start to fill up. So filling up, you want to start as you come up the side of the tree, the pieces want to get slightly shorter in length. So let's say you start here. This one's going to go in, and you can see it that it's going to meet that imaginary line. This one will come in here. And what I'll do now is I'll try to build one side, and then I'll just work our way around the tree in any one direction. More. This guy will work nice. That'll come right up in there. All right, so I've been working on this now for about 20 minutes to maybe a half hour at the most, and you can see what I've accomplished here. You see that side that we were talking about? It comes down, and don't worry, like I said, we can trim it if we want to, but that looks pretty good. So what I go from the top to the bottom, and now I'll work around the side of the tree and keep adding pieces. So this guy can come in here to finish off this. And the bottom ones, you want to have them tend to go downhill a little bit and then uphill as you come to the top of the tree. Put another one right in here. The smaller the pieces, the better. These branches that you get in the bag are going to be large. Make sure you take the time to break off small pieces, and take your time. But don't worry, you can always give it a little bit of a trim at the end. And that one's going to go right in there. So I'm just building off this first side, and I'm going to work my way all the way around. Okay, so now I've finished, and this probably took somewhere between an hour and a half, taking it nice and slow. I did give it a little bit of trim. I didn't show you doing that, but with a nice pair of scissors, you can just kind of tip it a little bit if you got something sticking out too far, and you just give it a spin around. And if you see a hole and you miss, you think, oh gosh, it looks a little tight, you can always stick one in there at the very end. But this looks pretty good, and that's what you're trying to achieve. So we'll go to the decorating now.